think everyone has the potential to be a real asshole, don't you? I wrote this piece this morning for a friend of mine that died recently. I just found out yesterday. He was immigrated from Cuba. His name was Fidel. Fidel is dead. Fidel Rodriguez breathed his last on January 2nd, 2015. Happy New Year's, Fidel. Noisemaker sounds in the background. I guess he is ascending to the big beer can in the sky. I suppose many of you, especially big pineys, remember Fidel from over the years. He served in Angola under the Castro regime. Did you know that? And he could get a blowjob on credit from a local girl that used to be there, and she's also deceased now. So he was a man of his word. She was not real pretty, but it was a well-known fact that she had nice breasts. He pushed carts for many years up at the Winn-Dixie shopping plaza, and he had a lot of teeth that were missing. He was always very polite, especially to the ladies. Last I saw of him, he was not drinking. He'd given up and gone into recovery from his hallucinations. His last addiction that I knew of was the scratch-off lottery tickets. Sometimes he'd scratch off up to $200 a day. It was a habit. Scratch, scratch, scratch. He was not really the dearest sort of guy, but he was likable at times. One time he wrecked his spray-painted silver bicycle up on US 1, and the ambulance came and bandaged his head, and I just happened to be in the airport shuttle passing by, looking out the window, peering. I felt poorly. It wound up that he was fine, just dandy as a matter of fact. He was blitzed and wobbling on his bicycle in and out of traffic, and he simply fell over on the side of the road. He showed me a picture of his daughter once back in Cuba with his grandchild. She was wearing a one-piece bathing suit and had a lot of body hair. He never seemed terribly happy to me, unless he was drinking, which he did, and then he didn't do for numerous years in a row. He had a work ethic, bravo. Pushed them carts in the noonday sun. And he had a job, last I heard, out on Little Palm. I'm not sure what he was doing out there, but I would imagine he was swooning the guests. I imagine the county will be handling the final expenses for his burial. It makes him a smart man. His cool body is laying in wait up at the crematorium on Craig's Key. Dear old Craig. And who, I ask, shall inherit his kingdom of a floating derelict vessel? Well, I guess one thing is for sure. The Marine Patrol and the likes shall never, ever hassle him again. He once had a dog, and he had left it out on the boat. It was his companion, and they called animal control and had the dog taken away from him. And that dog was fine. He had plenty of food and water and shade, and just so happened that Fidel was at work. And he came home, his dog was gone. America was good to him. He told me he was a Balsero, and he had made it into Sal and gotten picked up by the Bahamian Defense Force there, and they fed him grits, or farina, as he called it, with hot sauce. And then they took him to Nassau, and he got a living there for a while out of some kindness that was shown to him by a Bahamian. And then he hit the jackpot. Bingo! And he made his way to Miami. and then down the Keys to work for a lobster man on a boat. Well, rest in peace, my friend, for they plumb wore you out.